Hello everybody, and welcome to our Team DSI Fast Track Manual. My name is Jared Krebs. I'm a Ruby Director with USANA Health Sciences, and we want to welcome you to our team, Duplicate Success International. We are so excited to be working with you and helping you develop your business and have a fast start. And this Fast Track Manual is all about that. It's all about making a fast, successful start. I've been with USANA. I'm in my 10th year. And originally, I was a guitar teacher, and I was able to replace my income with USANA and have lived a great lifestyle for the last several years. And I really am excited about getting you started and helping you get results, especially in your first 10 weeks. This is your 10-week rookie game plan. So the first thing we're going to cover is that there's 3 steps that you must do within your first 72 hours. And if you're listening to this and you haven't yet completed your USANA enrollment, you can still do everything that's in here and work with your sponsor to activate your business. But most people listening will have already enrolled in USANA and they're ready. And everyone does the same 3 steps. It's a very simple and clear duplication process. And step 1 is to complete this Fast Track Manual. And you should have it printed and in front of you right now as we go through it. And if you don't, please take a moment and get that from your sponsor or get the link to go ahead and print that. Game 2 is to game plan session with your sponsor. And that would be after you've watched this video and done all the things that we're going to go over with you. Then you can go ahead and meet with your sponsor, go over all that, and step 3 would be to launch your business. These 3 simple steps is what creates success stories, and that's what our team is called, Duplicate Success International. So the first thing on the manual, if you flip over to the next page, is why are you doing USANA? Take a moment and write down in the space at the top, why are you doing USANA? And don't just give me an answer like to make more money. What will the money get you? You know, is that maybe time with your family, spending more time with your kids, or is it to maybe get out of debt, or is it to go on a dream vacation, or maybe to give back to society? Whatever your personal goals are, whatever your bigger reason for doing USANA, write those reasons down, because that is what drives you at the end of the day. For me, it's definitely providing for my wife, Crystal, who's pictured there that you saw at the beginning. And we're building a family, which we actually just got married, and it's a really exciting time in our life. But why are you doing USANA? That's what's most important right now. Please write that down. Next, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of belief. So when everybody starts with their business, there are certain, how do you say it? There's certain confidence that they need, and a lot of times they don't have because they haven't had enough exposure, let's say, to the products or the company or the profession of network marketing, which this is clearly a profession. Sometimes people don't believe in the profession. Or sometimes they really have a high level of belief. Sometimes it's in themselves. But on a scale of 1 to 10, on this manual, let's just take a gut check. And it's okay if it's not too high, or some of these might be very high. But on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 as the highest, where would you say you are on your belief in the products, the company, USANA, the profession of network marketing, and yourself? Go ahead and take a moment and do that and tally up the total. And you're going to share this with your sponsor, and we're going to work on certain areas to help the belief go sky high. For me, the products have helped me tremendously with my health. I've been able to visit the company headquarters, and that was something that helped my belief in the company. I've attended seminars and learned from top network marketing professionals that's helped me with the profession. And then I've worked on myself over this time. And so these are all going to be something that you continue to increase and continue to work on. But our goal is to have each one of those be a 10. All right, so now let's talk about your first week of business. Number 1 thing is to save this phone number in your phone. Add this to your cell phone really quickly. It's 801-954-7200. Go ahead and pull out your phone and just add that. That's USANA's distributor service line. If you have any questions with regards to your USANA account, your USANA orders, I mean any type of question, they are there to answer it. And think of those the individuals at that service line like they are your employees. You have just contracted out a company that's well, that's over $700 million in sales last year, and this is your company. Those are your employees, so you can call them and ask them questions, and they will also help all of your team. Secondly, add your associate ID number. You have an associate ID number. It was given to you when you enrolled. It was either emailed to you by USANA or your sponsor told it to you, but save that in the notes section of your phone, because you're going to need that every time you call USANA. They're going to ask you for your associate ID. Next is to go to usana.com, and we're going to actually walk you through these pages, and we're going to go over the auto order, the shop all products, the ask the scientist, the team manager, because we want you to have a nice overview of the website. Again, there's a lot more to this, but we don't want to go too far down any rabbit trails, because we want to just focus on what you need to know so that you can get started making money and building your business and helping people and having fun too. So let's go through it. First thing you're going to do when you go to usana.com, you're going to see the customer login area, and that again is your ID number. And then it's going to ask for your password, and if you don't have a password, you can actually click on first time logging in and you can set up your password. Many times your sponsor sets your password up for you when they enroll you, so it might be USANA123 with a capital U, and that's just something that we normally do when we start someone new. But you're going to want to set up your password, and you can always change your password as well. So once you've logged in, you're going to see this page here. It's called the Hub, and there's a lot to this, but again, we're just going to keep it very simple. When you log in, the first thing we want you to do is click on Shop and Orders, which you see I've circled. And when you do that, then the little side page will pop out, and you're going to click on My Auto Order. And auto order, again, this is what keeps your business centers commission eligible every 4 weeks. USANA has a great system because people get great results on the products. They feel a difference. They run out of products every 4 weeks, so they make their order every 4 weeks, which allows them to keep their business open and stay healthy. So once you click on My Auto Order, you're going to see your auto order management page, and it's going to have the products that are set there, and it's going to have a processing date. And if you look closely, I'm not sure if you can see it exactly, but it says next processing date December 28th, last processed November 30th, so it gives you some background, and you can change the products that you want here. A 200-point auto order keeps all 3 business centers active, and a 100-point order keeps your top business center active, and we will get to that. We will explain more of that on the next few slides. So next part of this is shop all products. So shop all products is when you have somebody who wants to try a one-time USANA order, meaning they don't necessarily want to be an associate yet. Maybe they just want to try the products and then make their decision later. So this would be a one-time order. Maybe you have a girlfriend that wants to try the Reset, or you have a friend that wants to try our joint formula, the Precosa. So you can do a one-time shopping cart order, and you can get paid on the volume that order generates. Okay? So that is for one-time orders. You can also make your own one-time orders there if you need something in between the 4-week auto order. And when you do that, you're going to see this page here that I just switched to, and it has the different products that you can choose from, and you continue on to check out, and you can place that volume in your business centers to create a commission check. All right, moving on, I want you to click on Training. Now, training, there's a lot of things here, but again, we're going to just keep it very simple. Ask the scientists. This is a resource you're going to probably need quickly, and when you ever have somebody ask you a question about the products, this is your first place to go. And that way you're not having to track down your sponsor or even call the company. You can go straight to Ask the Scientists, and when you do, you're going to get a database like this, and in the yellow you see there's a place to ask the question, and this is a database of all the questions that have ever been asked to the USANA scientists. So if your client asks a question like, you know, what type of fish oil is in the Biomega, you can type that in and get them the answer. Ask the Scientist is a great resource. You're going to use that a lot, and it's nice to also email that answer to your prospect. If for some reason the question has not been asked, you can still ask the question, and the scientists usually return your email within 3 business days. So it's a great service, and you will be using that, and it's really a nice thing to have. Next part is we're going to go to My Business. Now this is just a way to look at your business, manage your business, and the My Business page, the main thing you need to know is Volume Report. Volume Report, which I just circled here, tells you what your paycheck is for the week. And the best way to learn Volume Report, honestly, is to go and take action. Create new clients, create new associates, because when you create new associates and clients, you'll see their volume there and you'll understand it. But we're going to give you a simple example. When you click on Volume Report, it's going to show you this page, and it has your ID number and then it has your business centers. And it's kind of confusing, but we're going to make it simple. Here's the screenshot of a full volume report. This is what we look at every single week to determine this, what our paycheck is. All right, so the first box I've created here has the volume left and the volume right. So remember, on your business center, you have a left side and a right side. So in this case, you have 321 and 257, and that's the volume. In this box is the volume that has been created this week. It's a Saturday to Friday. It's the volume of the week. Next box is your rollover volume. That's the volume that carried over from last week. It's the volume that has been carrying over. So rollover volume carries over as long as you're on auto order. It continues to carry over until you get paid on it. And the total volume is the combination of the first two boxes I just showed you. So the left total and the right total, those are your total volumes. That's where they're going to determine your paycheck. So in this scenario, on your number one business center, your paycheck is in this box here, the CVP. CVP means commission volume points, and in the U.S. market in the United States, that's actually dollar per point. So that's a $51 check on the number one business center, $51.40, and then on the number three business center is $39.40. There's a very short compensation plan video that explains this. If any of this is confusing, that's about a 4-minute video. Ask your sponsor for this video, and that will explain exactly how the commissions are generated. But this is the overall gist of it. So you have the total, your check is $90 because they add up the CVP on the right side, the 51.4 and 39.4. So the total check for this associate is $90 that week. Now, if you click on Tree, it actually shows you the left and right side of each business center, and it shows you the volumes. So you can come back in here, you can play around with it, you can explore it, you can see the volumes will match exactly versus the report we just saw. And those are the two ways to see what's going on in your business, to see the clients, to see the associates. You will learn more about this as you enroll people. So let's continue on. Let's not get caught up in the details. This is just stuff you will come back to learn. All right, so going back, we've also already reviewed the first week of business. Now we're going to go ahead and have you write this website down, createduplication.com. This is our team website. The members area password is duplicate123, and you should probably save this into your phone as well, because this is where you can access the PowerPoints that we use. You can access documents that you're going to need to print, and this is our team website. This is unique to our section of USANA, so that you understand. This is not, that website is not open to the entire USANA team. This is our particular team, and it gives you an advantage in the marketplace. Next part is set up your business. Create a Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail, I would recommend you create a Gmail and brand it. In other words, brand it with your name. Mine is jaredkrebs@gmail.com. Also, you could do jared.krebs@gmail.com or whatever fits your name, but it's always nice to have a Gmail account. That is the future. Gmail is the future. Set up your USANA My Website. There's some simple steps you can do to set up your website, upload a picture, and just get that done out of the way. You can also name your website. My website is jaredkrebs.usana.com. You can do your name or whatever branding you'd like. And then, most importantly, set up auto deposit. USANA does not send out paper checks. They only do direct deposit. So when you're starting to make commission checks, you will not get them until you've set up direct deposit. And of course, they're going to accumulate until you do so. But that link right there, the autopay.onebody.info, that has the forms that you will need to go ahead and print and fax into USANA, and then you will have AutoPay set up. And that's something you want to do first week. Moving on, my website. So when you find my website, again, that's under the My Business tab. Once you go to my website, you're going to see a page similar to this, and I've uploaded my picture there. You can upload your picture, put however name you want, and hit save, and pretty much you're up and running. It's very simple, and you want to have some type of website just so that you can have that presence on the internet. However, the majority of your business is done through texting and word of mouth. So it's nice to have the website, but this is not something that we want to have a crutch on. So we'll talk more about the website in future trainings, but the main thing is just to get it set and move on. All right. We've already gone over the AutoPay information. Now we're going to get to one of the core, I want to call this the keystone of our weekly processes, which is the Monday evening webinar. Commit to this Monday evening webinar. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, we have a training. And this training is unique to our team. It gives you the strategies on what's working in the marketplace. It also welcomes all the new associates and clients that have started with our organization in the last 7 days. And it's the most important thing you can do to start your week off right. Also, I will say this, we understand if you have, a wedding anniversary or a child's basketball game, or for some reason you can't attend the Monday night webinar, you can always watch the recording. They're always recorded. But commit to the Monday at 8 p.m. because your team is going to do what you do. And if you can imagine a group of motivated individuals getting on every Monday night at 8 o'clock and then having a great week of changing lives, that's what our team's all about. So Monday, 8 o'clock, mark that time, 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain. Also, please take a moment and pull out your phone and text at Team DSI to 81010. This is our text reminder for the webinar. This is the best thing you can do because it's set out to you 15 minutes before the webinar starts and also the day before. So again, that's the at Team DSI to 81010. And then it's going to ask you to respond with your full name. All notifications are sent via text. Lastly, connect to Team DSI on social media. Be active in the Team DSI private Facebook group. Now, your sponsor should have added you to our private Facebook group. However, if you haven't been added, you can go to this link here, the facebook.com/groups/duplicate-success, and you can add yourself. And you have to be approved by one of the moderators, but that's okay. You can do that and get plugged into our Team DSI social media. Now we're going to talk about the daily method of operation. This is it's so simple and it's so easy to do. It's also easy not to do. But I can tell you that the people who are very, very busy and have full-time jobs and they're raising a family, they're still able to do these three things. And if you do these three things every single day, you will have success in USANA. I do them 6 days a week. I always take a day off. I always take a day of rest. But I always do these three things. They're very simple. Number one, use all three USANA product lines. That would be the vitamins, the shakes and bars, and the skincare. Number two, invite 2 to 5 hot market prospects to view a USANA presentation. And that's usually done via text, but also phone call works or face-to-face. But 2 to 5 every day, it's actually, it's pretty simple to do. Okay, anyone can do 2 brand new minimum. And then number 3 is spend 15 minutes on personal development. Reading something or watching something to help you get your skills set higher, to get your skills better. Also listening. Audios are great when you're driving around in the car. I do a lot of my personal development in the morning. I wake up, I'm getting ready, I'm listening to positive audios that help me build my business. So those 3 things are non-negotiable. They really are the keys to having success. It's just a little at a time. You do your DMO is what we call it, your daily method of operation. Everybody does that, and that's what our team's about. All right, next slide is the first 10 weeks of business. All right, so the first 10 weeks of business, our goals for you, and your goals should be, number 1, to become a platinum pace setter. Now, a platinum pace setter is someone who enrolls 4 associates for 1,600 sales volume points within their first 8 weeks. And you see that video right there, platinum.onebody.info. You can watch that for a 4-minute explanation of the Platinum Pacesetter bonus. So definitely make that a goal and get started with your sponsor so that you can achieve that nice bonus. Next one is establish 3 business centers with a 200-point auto order within 6 weeks. If you enrolled with anything less than 400 volume points, you do not have 3 business centers right now. So you need to make sure that you get to the 400 volume point threshold to establish your 3 business centers within the next 6 weeks. All right, and then the next step is going to be to launch your business. And launching your business is so much fun. We do that with a home event, local event, webinar sessions. Your sponsor again is going to be walking you through that, and we really have a blast. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. And then next is to make your money back. And set a goal. You know, what is your goal? In fact, we're going to go back to that on the next slide. So my commitments and goals, Platinum Pacesetter deadline. You have 8 weeks from the day of enrollment. So if you figure out the day that you enrolled in USANA, that you started your USANA business, go out. It's actually 56 days, 8 weeks, and that is your Platinum Pacesetter deadline. What's your income goal for the next 10 weeks? You know, is it a good goal? An aggressive goal would maybe to be make $1,000 in your first 10 weeks. That would be a good aggressive goal. But what is your goal? What is your goal that you want to go for in the next 10 weeks? And then how many hours a week can you commit? How many hours? You know, even on a 5 to 10 hour a week basis, people can really do a lot of good things. Just hitting that DMO every single day, the daily method of operation. And then we also want you to have a health goal. What is your health goal? Maybe is it to lose some weight, to run a marathon? Whatever your health goal is, just write it down, because we want people to be a product of the product. And ultimately, people watch you and they want to see you improving in your health. That's one of the reasons, one of the decisions they're going to make when they work with you. Auto order. Do whatever it takes to stay on auto order. If necessary, share a part of your auto order with family and friends to alleviate some of the cost in the beginning. Within 8 weeks, increase from 100 to 200 point auto order for more products and increased earning potential. So your first auto order, you see here on the manual, it says my first auto order is scheduled for Sunday and then the date. Now you can find that out by going into the USANA website like we showed you and clicking on auto order. It's going to say when the date is, and it processes on a Sunday. So the thing that we really want you to understand is that you have until 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time the Friday before, so 2 days before, to make any changes. So for example, if your auto order is going to process on, let's say, Sunday, January 25th, you have till Friday, January 23rd to make any changes, choose the right products that you want, and save that auto order, and then it's going to save and it will process on Sunday. Okay, so you want to know that and be aware every 4 weeks, and that's how you keep your business active. Okay, so now that we've got your admin out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to help you make money with USANA and help others with USANA. And that is with the GoPro Strategy by Eric Worre. This is a book. I highly recommend it. Definitely the first book you want to be reading. It's $12, and it is worth way more than that. It covers the 7 steps that you're going to need to master to build this type of a business. Number 1 is finding prospects. Number 2 is inviting. Number 3 is presenting. Number 4 is follow up. Number 5 is to help your prospects become customers or associates. Number 6 is help your new teammate get started right. And number 7 is promoting events. The only thing that's separating you from your biggest goals with USANA is mastering these 7 steps. And I can tell you, you may have been successful at other industries. Maybe you're already successful at what you do at your job, but this is a very different skill set. And so please have an attitude of a student. Please have an attitude of somebody who wants to master something new, because once you master these, really the sky is the limit with your USANA business. So we're going to go over each skill. Number 1 skill is finding prospects. Now, to avoid any frustration, I want you to know that there are 3 types of prospects: business builders, referral partners, and preferred customers. Business builders, going back, business builders are people who want to build a USANA business just like us. Referral partners are people who enroll in a USANA business and they have a business, however, they don't want to work it. They don't want to go and invite people. They don't want to get trained. They just want to use the products, have the tax write-off, and send you some of their friends, and then you go ahead and enroll their friends and you place them in their business. They're giving you referrals. And so a referral partner is very valuable, but just be aware that that's very different than a business builder. So I never pressure my referral partners to build. I don't pressure anyone, first of all, but the referral partners are somebody that we want to honor. And you will have people that want to have a USANA business, but they don't want to work it, and they just want to send you referrals, okay? And then you have preferred customers, and preferred customers, obviously, those are your clients, and they're very special, and we have a whole strategy that you can follow so that you keep your clients for life. So those are the 3 types of prospects, and we want you to take a moment and handwrite the Hot 100 list. Do not prejudge. Everybody goes on this list. If I told you that if you pushed pause on this video and you just quickly pulled out your phone and wrote down every name and number you had in your telephone, again, no prejudging, okay? Do not prejudge. Everyone goes on this list. Go down the list. Members of your own family, your parents, your father-in-law, mother-in-law, grandparents, children, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. Also go down lists you already have, your current address book, your cell phone contacts, wedding invite list, roommates, classmates, social media. There's a whole nother group of people there on Facebook, your Facebook friends, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. So you go down these lists, okay? The main thing that I want you to understand is that the average person by the age of 18 knows over 2,000 people. And if you're older than 18, you know more than 2,000 people in your past. So this is going to take some work, but honestly, 100 out of the 2,000 to 3,000 people most people know, it's not that big of a deal. But this is your Hot 100. These are the first 100 people that you're going to give a shot at improving their health or give a shot at increasing their wealth. And the Hot 100 list is just a special group of people. So this is your chance to do that. And we want to ask you right now to just push pause on this video. Create your contact list now. Go back to your sponsor and show him or her that you are serious, that you took the time to write down those 100 names, and you have their numbers, and you're ready to go, and you're ready to help other people. If I told you that doing this right now would give you the best chance to make money in your first week, would you do it? All right, so I'm going to assume everybody has done it or is going to do it, but I'm going to assume most people have this done before they go back to their sponsor. And let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Again, if you haven't, go ahead and hit pause right now. All right, so how did you like the list? I'm sure it's awesome. And again, don't worry if they say yes or no. Our goal is not to enroll anybody or sell anybody anything. Our goal is simply to practice and learn. And this text approach is really what I would say revolutionized our industry. You know, texting is the new main form of communication. Anybody who has kids knows that the kids train the parents to text because you call your own kid and they don't answer, but they'll text you right away. So the text message approach works phenomenal with all backgrounds. We're going to teach you a text approach right now and a phone approach. But with the text approach, always start off by just telling them, hey, I was thinking of you today. How are you? Especially if it's someone you haven't spoke with in a while. But send the first text with that exact. And this is all scripted in your manual. You should have it right in front of you. And then if your goal is a face-to-face meeting, this is what you would text them. You have 3 options. Option number 1 here is, when I was thinking of quality people I'd enjoy working with, I thought of you. Would you be open to hearing what I'm doing? Wait for them to say, sure. Great. When can we meet up? Next option would be, I'm launching a new business. I really want you to take a look at it. When can we get together in the next few days? That's clear. That's cut and dry. That one works well. And then the third one, I've just started a new business and I need to practice my presentation with someone I trust. Would you be willing to meet me for Starbucks and let me practice on you? That's a great, very non-threatening approach because, again, it's a practice approach. But I can tell you that a face-to-face meeting with someone and just having coffee and learning about them and practicing your presentation, that is the fastest way to create results, is face-to-face. Nothing beats a face-to-face, belly-to-belly, heart-to-heart presentation where you're not only presenting but visiting and connecting with people. So if at all possible, go for the face-to-face meetings first. And we're still going to use technology, but I just can't overestimate that enough that you really take that serious and get those face-to-face invites and have fun doing it. All right, so then the group event. This is another form of a face-to-face event, and it's more efficient too because you're having 5 or 6 or 7 come over at once. So same text at the beginning, hey, I was thinking of you, how are you? And then the next part is, do you have any plans on Saturday at 2 p.m.? Or do you have any plans Thursday at 7 o'clock at night? I just started a new business. I'm having a few select friends over to the house to learn more about it and sample some of the products. Would you like to be on my guest list? That's direct. It also makes them feel special because it's select friends. So I use these texts exactly word for word. You know, they work. They're proven. They're not on trial. So I really recommend that you do that. But no matter what you do, just taking action, setting text, that's the best part. That's the best way to get this. And again, the DMO is 2 to 5 texts a day. Anybody can send 2 to 5 texts a day. All right, now the video presentation invite. We have people enrolling their friends as clients or associates all over the United States and even in different countries using this simple video presentation invite. So again, this works. If you have a lot of contacts that are long distance, this is definitely the way to go. Step 1 is a text that is, hey Joe, I was thinking of you today, how are you? Step 2, when I was thinking of quality people I'd enjoy working with, I thought of you. Would you be open to hearing what I'm doing? Step 3, if I send you a link that explains everything in 10 minutes, could you watch it real quick? They're going to say yes. Step 4, okay, here's the link. And you see the link right there. You can write that down. It should be in your manual right there for you. Can I call you afterwards to discuss? Now, I cannot emphasize enough that you want to call them and have a phone discussion after they watch the video. That's the whole goal of the video presentation invite, is to lead into a phone call after they watch the video. So that next step 4 is the most important step. If you don't do step 4, it doesn't really. It's almost like a waste of time because there's no follow through to the video. So always please put, can I call you afterwards to discuss? Step 5, when is best to call? Okay, I'll talk to you then. Call you then. Talk to you later. So let's say that they say I can talk to you tomorrow at 2, or I can watch it right now. Okay, great. I'll call you then. And then when you have that conversation, your sponsor will be there to help you on the 3-way call. And if your sponsor is not available, there's scripts that you can follow to walk them through the 3-way through the follow-up call afterwards. Lastly, note that I have it here at the bottom. You have 2 other links that are different options for the 10-minute presentation. There's the female option and the Spanish option. So you have a male, female, and Spanish option for the 10-minute video. All right, moving on to the over the phone approach. Now stay with me. I know y'all have been sitting for probably almost 30 minutes now, but this stay with me because this is important stuff. Okay, over the phone approach. Step 1, and I love over the phone, by the way. First of all, I want to say that you know, people still talk on the phone, and when you do, this works like a charm. Step 1, be in a hurry. So call up your friends and be like, look, you know, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it's really important that I reach you. Do you have a few minutes? That creates the tone. Number 2 is compliment the prospect. You've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. Or you can say, you've always been successful, and I've always respected the way you've done business before. So either one of those. Step 3, make the invitation. You have 3 options. You have the direct approach or the indirect approach. So hit option 1 of direct approach. I'm launching a new business. I really want you to take a look at it. Or when I thought of quality people I'd really enjoy working with, I thought of you. Would you be open to hearing what I'm doing? Or the indirect approach. I've just started a new business. I'm scared to death, but before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? So once you say that, step 4 is the real important one. If I gave you a YouTube video that explained everything, would you watch it? And then they're going to say, sure. You know, Then number 5 is get a time commitment. Again, that's the key, is that time commitment after they watch the video. Nothing more important than that step. When do you think you could watch the link for sure? They're going to say, oh, I can watch it tomorrow, or I can watch it right now. And then step 6, okay, so if I call you Wednesday morning, you'll have watched it for sure, right? Okay, and what's the best time for me to call? Great, I've got you on my calendar for Wednesday at 10 a.m. Talk to you then. Got to run. All right, so this is really the key right there. And again, you can send the male option, the female option, or the Spanish option with that 10-minute video link. And a lot of times after they watch the video, if they're in your city, you can still meet with them for a face-to-face presentation or invite them to your home event. So the video is also sometimes a way to whet their appetite or see if they really do want to look into it more. And then the next exposure would be to meet with you. All right, so that leads us to presenting. Now, skill number 3 is presenting. There are 3 options that you have. In person with a USANA newspaper, and this is definitely the most powerful way to build your business, again, because of that face-to-face contact. You have a nice color newspaper that you walk them through. So that's one skill. Also, a group grand opening home event. That's, again, that's another way to have that face-to-face contact. The grand opening home event is fun. You're making your clients and you're making your guests, you're making them shakes. You're giving them some bars to try. You're having conversations with them. We love doing the group events with our associates. So and then also the long distance would be a Skype, like meeting someone on Skype after they watch the video, or Google Hangout using the YouTube link. So those are the 3 ways that you can build your business, and I honestly recommend that you practice each one and master each one, because these are when your skill level gets high, again, the sky's the limit. So let's talk about each way. The Health and Freedom newspaper, again, is my favorite way because you have a nice color copy, and there's a video that you can practice watching, and it's actually, I don't think I have it circled, but it's right here at the bottom of the slide, practice.onebody.info. That's a 15-minute video that you can actually watch that's an actual presentation. So you can practice by watching that video, and then again, call your friends and ask if you can practice on them, and have fun with it. So this is how we train you. We want to complete 4 practice presentations. You see in the boxes, box number 1 and box number 2. The sponsor completes a full presentation for your prospects, so that happens twice. Box number 3, you and your sponsor split the presentation. And then number 4, your sponsor watches you complete the full presentation. So my goal is to take my new business partner through those 4 presentations, so that now they don't necessarily need me. They're not relying on my calendar. They're able to continue on after they've learned that process. All right, now in the blue on the right, do you see the things to bring with you? You're going to need to bring these things to every face-to-face presentation and home event. Your newspaper, which you can buy in the shopping cart that we already showed you. The income chart, which shows the average income being made in USANA, that you can print at that link that you see there. The Getting Started form, that's the form to actually help someone start with their business or become a client. The product price list has everything that USANA offers. And then the Fast Track Manual. I always bring an extra copy of the Fast Track Manual with me, because what if they enroll as an associate right there on the spot? You want to have that Fast Track Manual. You want to give it to them and give them the homework that the same one that you're doing. Watch this video and go through the Fast Track Manual. So I always have those things with me, but I don't take anything else. I don't take a big old appointment bag or anything like that. I just walk into the meetings with a simple newspaper and those documents to keep things simple and keep things fun. Now, the grand opening home event takes you from high tech to high touch. So again, have samples. We always make our guests like a full shake. I usually make them a full shake. Other people try and do little cups. Either way really is fine. But have samples. Give people the chance to experience the product. There's nothing better, I would say, for a guest than to have that experience. And if you can, set your mixer up. Now, you have 2 options. You can go with the USANA Mixer event or the USANA Skincare event. And USANA has a fantastic skincare line, and that would be giving people a facial as well as trying the shakes. and going over it. Now there's slideshows that you can download, and these are our team slideshows that we use at our personal team DSI events. Okay, so these are private to our group, and you can go to these links here and choose the link you want to do and have some fun hosting your mixer event or your skincare event. You want to complete that, by the way, within your first 14 days. Nothing will get you more associates and clients faster than having a great home event. All right, so then there's the hotel or conference meeting. Now, that gives you emotional magic, social credibility, and think duplication. You don't need to do anything like this right away, right at the beginning, but I recommend that you attend one if there is one in your area. You want to get to an event where there's hundreds of USANA associates. You want to see the associates that have been in for 10 years. You want to see the people that are in the $1 Million Club, people making multiple six figures, or even a solid 60 to 100,000 a year. I mean, it's great for you to have that emotional magic for yourself and your guests. Think duplication. And of course, Google Hangouts, Skype, FaceTime, any type of way to do an online face-to-face interaction with your guests that are around the world. It works. And I coach people from the comfort of my own home all the time. So I do all three, and it's just something that you go with the flow, and you basically decide who you want to contact and use the right approach. So you'll have all the skills that you need for every situation. And the best way to get your skill set up is to just do it, just to start. And you have to get started to get good. Right? All right. So the phone and internet approach. When you're doing something on the phone and internet, there's a link here. You see it's 3steps.onebody.info. You follow those 3 steps, you can do a full presentation using the 10-minute video, a follow-up call with the forms sent to your prospect in the form of a link. And then the full list of USANA videos. USANA has their own YouTube channel, so those are excellent videos that you can add to whatever their needs are. If I have a client that's interested in athletes or wants to know or if they're an athlete themselves, USANA has videos on athletes. There's lots of different ones to choose from. I try and keep it simple, but just know that there is a youtube.com USANA page. Successful leaders learn to give an excellent presentation of our company's product and business. And here's the actual email, the 3 steps. So step 1 is the text or phone invite. Step 2 is the brief email with the 10-minute video. And step 3 is the follow-up and close. So this document is going to go ahead and help you. Again, the link that you can get that document is there, 3steps.onebody.info. All right, so now we're going to get to skill number 4. Skill number 4, you might have heard this before, the fortune is in the follow-up. All your goals, all your financial goals, and all the people you want to help in USANA, no one gets those results unless they are following up. Now, just don't ever get discouraged if somebody does not enroll on the first exposure, because it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures for a person to join. All right, so even for myself, I didn't enroll the first time I learned about USANA. It was several 3-way calls after I first learned about USANA. It was questions, it was things I had, and then I started, and I had about 5 probably exposure, I would say, before I enrolled. So the way to have someone enroll faster is to condense the exposures. I mean, some people will enroll after 1 exposure, but it's pretty rare. Most people need a few exposures. Now, having a home event allows you to condense the exposures, because if they try the products, that's 1 exposure. If they meet someone who has a success story, that's the 2nd exposure. They see the slideshow presentation, that's the 3rd exposure. They meet a different person that has results, that's a 4th exposure. So that's a great way to condense the exposures. Or if you present to somebody or they watch a video on day number 1, day number 2, maybe you do a 3-way call. Or day number 2, you have them get on our Team DSI webinar. You're going to try and condense the exposures. The only reason to have an exposure is to set up the next exposure. So if somebody does not enroll, I set up a time for us to talk in about 24 hours, usually to give them some type of next piece of information, or I give them something to accomplish before we meet again, or I invite them to an event. So again, you'll be learning this, but please don't get discouraged if people don't enroll in the first time. This is, even yourself probably, you probably didn't enroll on your first time. So just make sure that you're following up and you have a good system, either in a notebook or using the USANA Customer Connect website for follow-up. All right, so skill number 5, help your prospects become customers or associates. This skill is honestly the skill that is the most scary for people, because that's when you have to actually help them cross the finish line, help them start their USANA business. And you know, sometimes people are afraid to collect payment information, but I want you to realize that your client or your associate, your prospect, they want you to lead them. They need you to lead them. And they need you to guide them because they don't know how to get started. And so the best way that we've found is with simple scripting. And I swear to you, even to this day, 10 years in, I read the script from the manual. I'm not trying to look all fancy or like I know it all. I want to actually have them see me read them these scripts, because if they see me reading and they say, wow, you know, he's a USANA associate and he's been in for so long and he still reads those scripts, well, maybe I can do this because I can read those scripts. Okay, so at the end of any type of exposure, I go to these questions, okay? Actually, before I get into the questions, number one thing is be emotionally detached from the outcome. Assume a yes. So assume they're going to say yes. USANA's great. Why wouldn't they want to improve their health or make money and have a great company to do it with? Sell yourself as much as you sell the opportunity. All right, so people are watching you. Honestly, they're watching to see if you're a hard worker and if you follow up and follow through. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter if you're young or you're old. It doesn't matter if you're it doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is they see you being a hard worker and they see you being diligent and having follow through. That's what's going to make people follow you. Be prepared. Have your forms ready. And if you are a consultant, not a salesperson, so ask more questions. And that's what this script that I'm about to share with you is all about. It's just about asking questions and being a consultant and just helping them, meeting them where they can make a step that's comfortable. All right, so here are the questions, and again, I read these literally every time to the prospect, either face-to-face or over the phone, and I have the manual in front of me. So skill number 5, closing with the getting started form. You guys should have this in front of you. The first question you ask after they see a video or after they see a newspaper presentation is, what did you like best about what you saw? They're going to start talking. They're going to start saying what they liked. A lot of times I'll say, tell me more about that. And let me ask you a question. So after they've been talking and they've said everything that they liked, you're going to ask this. Let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 meaning you'd like to try the products and 10 being you're ready to get started right now, where are you? Now, you see at the bottom here, if their answer is 1 to 4, you're going to move to the customer closing script and focus on the getting started form. If their answer is between 5 and 10, you're going to complete the 4 questions by Eric Worre. Here they are. I'm sorry, the getting started form, we've already shown you the link, but the getting started form is 2 pages. Page 1 is to sign up your clients. It's for customer orders. Page 2 is to enroll associates. So now let's go into the 4 closing questions by Eric Worre if they are more interested in becoming an associate. Here they are. If their answer is 5 to 10, I go right to question 1. Okay, I hear you. So you're a 7, or you're a 5, or you're a 9, or a 10. Hypothetically, based on what you've just seen, if you were to get started with USANA on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? And your prospect's going to say a word like, or say something like $1,000 a month, or an extra $500 a month, or an extra $2,000 a month, or something probably around that level. If they're being crazy, like if they're saying, oh, $10,000 a month, or if they're being like that, you might want to educate their expectations, okay? Because it takes time to build that type of an income. But most people are going to be pretty much around that extra $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $500 mark, depending on what their current income is. Question number 2, approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that kind of income? So they're going to tell you, I can do this 5 hours a week, I can do this 15 hours, 20 hours, 10 hours, whatever they say is fine. Number 3, how many months would you work those kind of hours in order to develop that kind of income? So then they're going to say, oh, I would work it consistently for 6 months or a year, or some of them say, you know, I would just work as long as it takes till I get there. So no matter what they say, you want to get a certain level of time. If they say as long as it takes, you might just say within the next year or so. But those 3 items, okay, now you go to question number 4, and that's where you put it all together. If I could show you how to make an extra $1,000 a month working 15 hours a week, or working 10 hours a week, or 5 hours a week over the course of the next 12 months, would you be ready to get started? And then wait for their response. They're going to say yes. Great, here's the getting started form. And that's when you would pull out the getting started form, go to page 2, and go down the options, okay? And there's actually a script for that, so don't worry, you don't need to have that memorized or anything. We're going to go to that. Now sometimes after you say, would you be ready to get started, if they don't say yes right away, they might say something like, oh, I need to talk to my spouse, or they might say something that they're just not ready. Then you're going to go for the next exposure. You're going to talk to the spouse the next day or later that evening, or do something to invite them to an event, or get them on a 3-way call, or invite them to a webinar, or send them something like a CD to listen to in the mail. Whatever it is to get them to that next exposure, okay? So again, these questions, though, is what leads them through the process, and really have fun with this. Practice these questions and enjoy it, and be surprised. You might see people actually respond positively and go through the whole process and start. And that's when it's real exciting. All right, so then you give them page 2 of the manual. Page 2 of the Getting Started form. And then you say, you stated that you would like to make $1,000 per month, correct? Or whatever they said. Next thing you're going to say is right here, just read the script. Again, read the script. Don't try and be the expert or the fancy person. Just keep it simple. That is really important. And again, they're thinking, can I do this? And if they see you reading, they're going to think, I can do this. So you're going to say that. You say next, you will need to purchase the business development system for $29.95. This is a one-time members fee. Next, we need to choose the option to best start your business. Would you prefer your earning potential to be $1,000 or $3,000 weekly? You're going to ask them that question, and then most of them are going to say $3,000 weekly. But if they say $1,000, that's fine. You can lead them to that package option. So you see the membership program listed there. It's $29.95. That's the first step everybody needs to do to start their business. And then they activate with this script. Again, here's your scripts. If they say $1,000 weekly, you customize an order of 200 points or choose a 200 or more point package. When they say $3,000 weekly, which is what most people say, you go to this script, which is fantastic. You can choose option 2 or option 3. With option 3, you get more product and $530 of an additional value in business tools. So let's take a look at these for a minute. Starting with option 1, a 200-point order gives them the earning potential of $1,000 weekly. That's a one business center option. Option 2 is a 400-point order of products, gives them the 3 business center option, which is $3,000 weekly, and gives them the bonuses of the Business Accelerator Suite, which is your website. Now, I pay $20 a month for my Business Accelerator Suite, but people who enroll with option 2 get 5 free cycles, which is like 5 months free. Plus, they would get 1 event voucher valued at $164.50, which would allow them to attend one of our events at either for free or at 50% discount, depending on which event they chose. All right, option number 3 is by far the best option, and this is one I recommend to everybody because it sets them up the best. They get the $3,000 weekly potential, plus they get 10 cycles of Business Accelerator Suite. They get 2 event vouchers, which again would cover them for a free enrollment to the International Convention, and that's over $300 value. All right, so that's definitely the way to go if they can swing it. That's what I say. If you can swing it, go option 3, but otherwise any option is fine. It's more about just whatever works for your budget so that you can start. All right, so after that, you can walk them through some of these options. Now again, on this sheet, here's the script. Our most popular Fast Start option is the Fast Start package. I'm sorry, our most popular option is the Fast Start package. We call it the Fast Start because you get all 3 product lines, which is crucial to raising your belief in USANA. Additionally, you get $100 back. And I want to clarify on that $100 back, they get that back in the form of a $30 check. USANA, they make their first check by starting with a 500-point order. And they get roughly a $35 initial order reward on their first 2 auto orders. So the total of those 3 things would be $100 back. Now, I don't explain that I don't explain all that detail to the prospect, but I want you to know it as the associate, just so that you know the system. So the Fast Start Pack is a nice option because they get to try everything. The other option I like to cover is if you want to get paid like a pro, the Professional Pack is your best option. This is a discounted enrollment pack that gives you the most amount of product, $100 cash back, and $860 worth of business tools, plus this package is tax deductible. Now that $100 is a check, so there's no initial order reward, but it's really the same because they still get the $100 back in the form of cash. Okay, and so the Pro Pack is definitely the way to go if money's not an option for or not an issue for people. Then there's other options too, but I like to just say those first two, and then if they choose one of those, that's great. But if those two don't fit their needs, they can do the Weight Loss Pack, the Couples Pack. They can custom design their own pack. So there's a lot of options, but that's how we walk them through those options. And again, the more you practice walking people through this, the better you're going to get at it. So that's the full form that, again, you're going to have to print this out and have it ready, but there's, you see the Fast Start Pack. The Couples Pack is great for 2. The Weight Loss Pack gives them the reset and the blender bottle and a month worth of shakes and vitamins afterwards. And the Cash Back Pack, if they want to retail, if they want to buy several reset 5-pound 5-day kits and retail those out, they'll make their money back. So the Cash Back Pack is something I use also if people are on a budget and they want to maybe retail and make quick cash. So you have some options there, and again, just help your client or associate do what's best for them, and that's what's going to be best for you. Which package is best for you? That's how you end it. Thank you. That is how you end it. When you've gone through it all and you're done talking, you say which package is best for you. That's a script. That's in the manual you're reading. When you say that, then you be quiet. Don't talk, and wait for them to say so. You do not talk until they talk. Which package is best for you, and then silence. Then they're going to say Couples Pack or Fast Start Pack. Then you're going to move to contacting the details. So here's the script. Okay, great. What's your shipping address? Write it down. What's your email address? Write it down. Phone number. For tax purposes, what's your social security number and date of birth? Write it down. Which form of credit card would you like to pay with? Credit card number, expiration date, security code. Write them down. I'll take care of this right away. Your product will arrive in 3 to 6 business days. I will email today with your account info and first steps. Step 1 is to watch the Fast Track overview, which is this video. Step 2 is to schedule our 1-hour game plan session in the next 3 days. When can we connect? Great, I'm excited to partner with you. Welcome to USANA. You hand them the Fast Track manual, and you give them the link to this video, and you get them through the same 1, 2, 3 step process that you went through, and it's just a blast. I cannot tell you how much fun it is. Once they've gone through that manual, they've made their hot market list, you meet with them, and you start going and texting others and helping those people get results, and it starts to snowball. And that's basically it. Again, everybody reads the same scripts. I cannot emphasize that enough, that you have the scripts in front of you so that your prospect feels like they can do it too. That's the most important part. With a customer script, here it is. You're now at the page that this is a script you say to the customer at the end. If somebody is giving you all the signs and they're, on a scale of 1 to 10, they're a 2, then you're going to go and do this script and go to page 1 of the Getting Started form. It goes like this. At USANA, we focus on customizing nutrition for you. What are 3 areas of your health that you would like to improve? What would you be willing to spend on a daily basis to improve these 3 areas? So then let them talk. Let them answer those questions. Using this form, we can build you a program to help you achieve your goals. Based on their response, start by choosing a multivitamin, then an optimizer, lastly a food option. So, whatever the budget they give you, if they can spend $3 to $5 a day, you go with a multivitamin and an optimizer. If they can do $5 to $8 a day, then add a food product. Or if they can do 8 or more, you can basically design it to their needs. Lead your customer to a decision. Here's how you close the customer. Again, I just read these scripts every single day. I tell them, number 1, a 3 to 6 month commitment is necessary to see optimal results. Would you like to receive your products every 4 weeks, saving you an additional 10%? Say just like that. Just say that line, and they're going to say yes. If they say yes, then you click the red box, or you check that in the getting started form, and that means you've enrolled them on auto order. If they say no, then you do the I want to complete a one-time product order. Great. What's your shipping address? What's your email and phone? Which form of credit card would you like to pay with? Credit card, expiration date, security code. I'll take care of this right away. Your products will arrive in 3 to 6 business days. I will email you today your new customer account information. Why don't you call me when your products arrive? Or even better, I'll call you. Actually, I've gotten to the point where I call them because I want them to know I care. I want them to know I'm not just about enrolling them one time. I'm about creating a relationship, a friendship with my clients. And that's how you create a big client base is by creating a family, so they feel like you really care about them. And that's really what it's all about in the end. Then you say, thank you for investing your help and becoming my customer. And then you're done. Now, this is how it's as simple as that. Step 5 is just about reading scripts and having confidence, having faith, and praying for help. Have a price list printed and ready. They're going to maybe want to add or subtract a product out of their list. The getting started form is not the entire price list. So the entire price list is located at this website, pricelist.onebody.info, that you can go ahead and give. And I have these with me at all events, and I have this link with me at all times for online presentations, one-to-one meetings. I always have this price list. It's double-sided. Have it printed and ready. Skill number 6. Skill number 6 is really the name of the game when it comes to building this into a full-time income. If you want to replace your job income, then you've got to master this skill, duplication. Now, there's 3 keys to simple duplication. Number 1 is a strict getting started process. All DSI members follow the 1-2-3-step system in 72 hours. So it's like McDonald's or Subway. It's the same sandwich at the same city, or in different cities, in different countries. It's the same system. You are franchising out with your USANA business. For duplication to occur and for you to really have it, everybody has to follow the same 1-2-3-step system. So don't go trying to change the system or recreate the wheel. Follow what works, which is this 1-2-3-step system that we have results with, that are documented results. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is a simple daily method of operation for everyone. That's your DMO. You're going to hear that all the time on our conference calls and our Facebook page, people doing their DMO. And anybody can do the 3 things. Use all 3 lines of the products. We've already actually covered this, but I like to repeat it. Invite 2 to 5 hot market prospects to view a USANA presentation per day. Again, 2 minimum. And spend 15 minutes on personal development. Reading, listening, or watching something to help you improve your skill set in this profession. And number 3 is a serious commitment to training and leadership development. Attend as many events as you can, especially if you want to make a professional level of income. So those 3 things are the keys to simple duplication, is keeping it simple, having a 1-2-3-step system, your DMO, and being long-term committed. Skill number 7, promoting events. This is the highest paying skill. If you not only want to replace your income, but you want to create a legacy of an income. We're talking about an income that's more than what most doctors and surgeons make, which is being made in our industry. Then you will master the skill number 7, promoting events. This is the highest paid skill. Ways to promote. All right, so it's your responsibility to attend events. Lead by example. If you're at the event, your team will be at the event. That's the easiest way to start. Number 2 is don't announce, don't invite, promote. And what that means really is creating an excitement about the event, telling stories about the event, saying, hey, I'm going to the event as well. But also by doing phone calls to your team to invite them, not just sending out a mass text message. So really focus on promoting your events. Commit to 4 big events yearly and commit to 2 local events monthly. And that's what we're working on. If there's not a local event in your area, then you want to maybe host one, or again, the home event, every other week is good. Every 2 weeks to host some type of mixer that's what I personally do in my area here. All right, so here are the 4 events that we commit to every year. The first quarter of the year is Danny Johnson, First Steps to Success. That was January 17th through the 19th of 2015. That event has already happened, but there will be another Danny Johnson event in the next year in the first quarter that we will be going to as an organization, and she has an amazing track record of creating six-figure earners. Second event is the national event. This is a USANA-sponsored national event. It's April 24th and the 25th in Las Vegas, 2015. The third quarter event is the most important event of the year. It is non-negotiable. International Convention, August 19th through the 23rd in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is the home office. This is where USANA is located. You can actually tour the facility, see how the products are made. They have over 10,000 associates there every year from all the 20 countries that USANA operates. It's a life-changing event. I can tell you right now that is the most important event to attend for your business, International Convention. So that's August 19th to the 23rd. Mark that in your calendar. And the fourth quarter event is GoPro Recruiting Mastery by Eric Worre. He's the author of the GoPro book. And that event, obviously, Danny Johnson and Eric Worre, they are not USANA-sponsored trainers, but we go to those events because it's all about getting the skill sets to not only be pros at what we do, but also pay off all our debt. Also, be there for our spouse. Also, be there for our kids. Also, be there for our God. So, these events are, how do I say it? They're very, these two events that we go that are non-USANA, they're holistic. You know, they cover everything about living life. And so that's why I want to highly recommend you attend four events, one every quarter. All right, so getting back to your business. Now we've gone over the 7 skills. You're going to be learning these by living those 7 skills. But launching your business. Step 1, you want to pick a date. Mark on your calendar when you're going to host your event. Again, in the next 2 weeks. And if you haven't activated your USANA business, if you haven't officially enrolled, you can still host an event. You can still create clients. So even before you've enrolled, and your sponsor will help you with that. But mark your calendar. Choose that date. Number 2, if possible, schedule your event when an upline leader can attend to be your third-party expert. You want to have your expert there at your event. Or if they're not there, have them on the phone. Schedule, and if they're not available on the phone, you be the leader. Because again, at the end of the day, you're an independent associate. But most times, your expert will be available. Number 3, schedule a half hour of mixer time before the presentation begins. With our mixer time, we make everybody there a shake. We make them, I like to make them a full shake. They feel full, they feel good, and then we go through the presentation. So the first 30 minutes is the most important because it's about bonding. So the first 30 minutes is really no presentation. It's just about making them a shake and visiting and talking about them. Step number 2, over-invite. Rule of thumb is that only 20% of the people you invite are going to show up. If you want 2 people to show up, invite 10 people. If you want 5 people to show up, invite 25 people. That's just how it is. It's just life, guys. 20% of the people that you invite are going to show up, and 80% of the people you invite will not show up. It's not because they don't like you or don't love you. It's because life happens, and if life happens, then that's why you have another event 2 weeks later, or that's why you schedule a face-to-face, meeting at Starbucks. But if you plant the seed with these people, they're going to meet with you later. So. But again, if you want to have 5 show up, invite 25. If you want to have 10, invite 50, and just enjoy it. Have fun with it. Step 3, your job is to invite. Don't get too much into detail. Here's the text you send. You can copy-paste this. Hey, do you have plans Thursday night, or do you have plans Saturday afternoon? Great, I'm having a small get-together at my house on Thursday at 7, and I'd love for you to join us. Step 4. Set up your event. Determine the products you're going to need to sample or use as prizes or giveaways. Arrange any equipment you need to present. Right? Like a lot of times we have a projector, but you can also put it on the flat screen TV with the HDMI cable. If you're technically challenged, you could have one of your friends help you and present to your friend, like say, hey, I need help setting this up. Do you mind coming early and helping me set up? Sometimes my guests are the people that help me set up. Okay, because people like to help. They want to feel needed. All right, so that's another option if you're technically challenged. Step 5, verify the invite. On the day of the invite, recall or retext everybody that agreed and verify their attendance. I cannot stress how important that is, that you call them the day of the event and text them, or either one, and say, hey, I'm just making sure you're still coming over tonight at 7 for my home event, or this afternoon. Okay, so always do that the day of, or even the night before if it's a morning event. Step 6, host the event. Pre-event, have the pets and children in an area that's away from the main area. Have pens, order forms, and price sheets ready to go. Make sure you have pens. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you, I've been to some mixers without pens, and that's bad. Have pens, order forms, price sheets all ready to go. Mixer 30 minutes before showtime. So again, if I'm starting at 7, the first 30 minutes is going to be a mixer. Have the guests sample the products, allow the guests to blend their own shakes and bars, have some light upbeat music in the background. And then at 7:30, for example, you would do the event. And the host introduction is 2 minutes, where basically you would be introducing your expert or introducing a video. You can present with a video. You could invite a bunch of people over, make them shakes, and have them watch a video. That's another option. I want to think the 10-minute video is what I mean by that, the 10-minute presentation video. But you would say this script right here. I want to thank you for coming to my home this evening to learn what is new with me. I'm very excited about my new business. The company I partnered with, USANA Health Sciences, has some incredible products and business opportunity that I wanted to share with all of you. Then present it, and at the very end, do not ask for questions. Okay, so don't ask like, what did you think? Instead, here's what you do. You pass out the getting started form. Step 7, at the end, when the video's over or when the presentation slides are over, you start passing out the getting started form. And I like to have them in color because it's nice and professional. You pass those out, and then you use the associate closing script in your manual. If someone doesn't sign up at your home, but they're interested, set up a follow-up time and date. Do Starbucks with them. And then number 3 there is for the associates who join at your home event. Follow the fast start method to building their business immediately. Step 8 is optional but really works well. Use prizes and incentives. Number 1, offer $50 cash to the first 1 to 3 people that fill out a form with option 3 of 500 plus volume points. So it's usually associates like the cash bonus. Or you can offer a product prize for the first 1 to 3 people that enroll as preferred customers with a 50-point auto order, 50-point or more auto order. Prize examples include a blender bottle with a single serving of Nutrimil, a Rev 3, a bag of Nutrimil, a box of bars, a case of Rev 3. I also like to give the hand lotion. That's a nice little prize. So you can choose that, but those are options that you can try one without incentives or try one with incentives, however you want. And then give them a tool, the GoPro book. It's a $12 book, but I tell you that is our manual to building this business. And Rise of the Entrepreneur DVD is also a great documentary on being an entrepreneur that you can give to them to welcome them to the team. And lead them to an action step. No matter what, at the end of your home event, you want to have each person there one of these 4 categories. They started with a customized or discount startup package. They enrolled as a preferred customer. They did a one-time purchase to sample USANA product, or they scheduled an additional follow-up meeting. So if they didn't enroll, there's definitely a follow-up meeting with a time and day and a place or a time for the phone call. So again, that is really the key, is to lead them to some sort of action step. And it's really just asking them the scripts. That's the way to get it done. All right, some additional scripts that will come in handy. When you edify or introduce your sponsor over a 3-way call or face-to-face, like when your expert is there at your meeting, your sponsor or the person that's helping you, you want to say this little script. I want you to meet my business partner, Sheila Donaldson. She's really respected in the company, and I'm very lucky to be working with her. So that little line just created some respect so that your guest views your expert as an expert. If you don't say that line, then they don't have the same respect. So always say it. They're very well respected in the company, and I'm very lucky to be working with him or her. It's a great script. We use that every time we do one. Then your sponsor is going to take over, your expert's going to take over, and they're going to form the prospect, which means to visit and learn about them, what they do for work, about their family. They're going to visit. Then the sponsor is going to share their personal USANA success story. Something like, man, USANA's helped me tremendously with my health. It's helped my family's health in this way and that way, and I've had a great experience working with the company as well as a partner. And then finally, the sponsor edifies you. I have to say, our new associate, XYZ, you, is doing a great job, and we're really lucky to be working with them, and we're very proud of what they've accomplished. So that little exchange is what builds the meeting. That is what you do before the meeting when you're having shakes, or over a three-way phone call. That's what builds the respect. All right, so that is something you're going to see happen live when you do these with your expert. Some other additional scripts, there's the money objection script. If your prospect wants a USANA business but doesn't have the money, here's exactly how I say it. I tell them, I'm going to read you a script. It's totally fine if you don't have the money. I'm just going to read you this script. I pull it out and I say, so Bob, is it that you're absolutely serious about spending more time with your family and replacing your job income, and that you've fallen on some serious hard times and you don't have the extra money? Or are you just telling me you can't afford it because you're really not serious about your goals, you just don't want to hurt my feelings? And that's a way to verify if it's a true objection. Let them respond. 99% of the time they say, yeah, I am very serious about this. I just don't have the money. So then you've verified that they're serious. Then you go to the next part. Well, I typically don't do this unless I'm convinced that the person is deadly serious. And I'm reading this, okay? Like, they are watching me read this. And I say, if I'm certain that we're not going to waste each other's time, I'm willing to take a risk on you. I can pre-launch your business if I know that you're serious. In fact, as serious as Danny Johnson. She was $35,000 in debt. She was destitute, broke, living out of her car, and not wanting to end up in that financial position again. She found a way to get started. She made $2,000 profit her first 10 hours from a payphone booth, $6,500 in 30 hours, and $10,000 the next month. By the end of her first year, she had made $250,000, and by the end of her second year, she had made her first $1 million. So, Joe, are you as serious as she was? They're going to say yes. If they say yes, you're going to say, tell me why. And then that's where they really start telling you the real reasons. Then you're going to say, okay, great, welcome aboard. Do you have a pen and paper handy? I have some homework for you. And again, this homework is an additional exposure. So watch this. You go to the homework script. It's right there on the next part of your page you're reading. If they complete this homework, you're going to know they're serious. So you say this, okay, Joe, we're going to get your training underway, and let's see if we can earn you the money to get yourself started. But Joe, if you don't do this homework, I'm sorry, we're going to cut our losses. We're going to have to cut our losses early, okay? So if you do this, I will know you're serious, and I'll take you to the next step. I'm going to ask you to complete this in the next 24 to 48 hours. Depending on what you do with this homework really kind of tells me what kind of working relationship we're going to have. I'm sure you can imagine, like most professions, there are some people that say they want to go straight to the top, yet they don't follow the instructions to get there, do they? So I'm really interested to see what kind of person you're going to be. Are you going to be the type that shows up and does exactly what it takes to reach the top, or not? Here's your homework. I want you to print out the Fast Track Manual PDF found at this link. And at this point, if I'm face-to-face, I'm going to give them the manual, and I'm going to circle the link. And I want you to watch the 1-hour YouTube video found here, which is actually this video that you're watching right now. Give them a printed copy of the Fast Track Manual if you're face-to-face. I want you to take notes and complete the Hot 100 list. This video will instruct you. When we meet again, we will review the manual, go over your Hot 100 list, and start taking action to generate clients and associates. The orders we generate can help you get started. I'm available to meet with you on Wednesday at 5 or Thursday at 5 to review and launch. Which time works best for you? All right, so again, I like to have them do it within the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, here's the key. It's in parentheses at the bottom. Proceed to help them generate business before they've enrolled, only if they complete the homework. The homework is a test, and if somebody's willing to follow directions, then they can be successful. And so that's really the main thing that we're trying to do. We are not in the business of begging people to show up for work. We're in the business of seeing if people are serious enough to follow through. And if they are definitely worth training and believing in, and we will help them get where they want to go. So your job is more of an interviewer than to be a salesperson, honestly. And that's the biggest shift that I've had to make to get to the higher level of income, is to do that. And you can do it too. Just read the script. Now, these are some additional links you're going to need over time. When they become a new associate, send them the welcome email. It's right there at that link. Tips to retain your associate long term. You want to keep your associate? You want to help them be successful? Follow those steps, those tips. The first thing is to write a thank you card. Nothing better than a thank you card. All right, when they become a new client, there's the welcome email. Go to that link, print out the welcome email, copy paste it, send it. You're going to have to put their ID number in there. And then there's tips to retain your clients long term. You want to keep your clients for life? Start off by sending them a thank you card. Then call them in the next week when they got their products. Make sure they got them. There's some simple steps that will keep the relationship and the bond strong. So those are the links that will help you there. And then finally, don't be an amateur, be a pro on Facebook. Tips to succeed. That link has a bunch of tips to help you succeed with Facebook. I can tell you right now, there are thousands of people that are blowing it. I'm sure you've seen them on your Facebook newsfeed, people who are selling their product and they're trying to be salesy and they're being cheesy. And you know, most people, 90% of people, block those people. We don't want you to be that person. We want you to be a pro on Facebook. We want you to be able to create curiosity in a professional way. So that's going to take some training. That link is going to have some tips for you, but that's something that's going to be ongoing, is to succeed on social media. Now, finally, your rookie library. Remember we talked about 15 minutes a day? Well, here's what your 15 minutes a day looks like. LifeMaster CD, that's a CD that you can add to your auto order. That's from USANA. It has a top leader sharing their secrets and what works for them every month. It's a CD you can listen to. You have that on your auto order. That's your first thing. Next one is GoPro by Eric Worre. That's the first book for sure. You can also get it on audiobook as well if you're the person that doesn't like to read. But that, again, that item is only $12, and that is completely required to really get your business where you want it to. Making the Shift CD by Darren Hardy. That's actually included in your BDS. That stands for Business Development System. That comes when you buy your $29.95 members fee with USANA. Number 4, Building Your Network Marketing Business CD by Jim Rohn. Number 5, Building the Business of the 21st Century CD and book by Robert Kiyosaki. Both of those you can get at bookstores. And the Jim Rohn CD you can look up online. And then The Rise of the Entrepreneur is a DVD that's a documentary. It actually just came out, and oh man, it is good. It is so good. It's like a 50-minute documentary all on being an entrepreneur. So you can go to risemovie.com and get that. You can also stream it online. You can rent it. And then please take a moment right now and subscribe to networkmarketingpro.com for free. That is where you get your GoPro book, and that's also where you subscribe to Eric Worre. And again, he's the trainer that we follow to help you get results in your first 10 weeks. So that's where we want to have you do your DMO right there. And in 10 weeks, you should be able to get through all of that. Okay, and I say 15 minutes minimum. A lot of people do more than 15 minutes. You know, so sometimes they're driving in the car an hour a day. So you really should be able to get through this stuff. It's pretty entertaining and fun and short and to the point. It's going to help you make money and help a lot of people, which is most important. All right, so after 10 weeks, you're going to hit the 10-week wall. A lot of associates do this. They've gone through their initial hot market list, and they're wondering, what do I do next? Well, we have a training. It's called Next Level Training. It's a manual. Just like this, you have a manual printed out. You'll be watching a video. And in 10 weeks from today, you're going to have that to take you through that 10-week wall, to break through, because I want you to realize that most people, after 10 weeks, they make the decision of whether they're going to build this as a business and be a successful full-time income earner, or if they're just going to maybe be a product user and they make that decision they can't do USANA for whatever reason, because they hit that 10-week wall. It's not because they can't do it. You can do this. It's been done already for over 20 years by thousands of people from all walks of life, from tons of different challenges. And that 10-week wall is going to be broken through by you. I want you to see yourself as the top associate. See yourself as the best associate, helping the most people, having the most fun, following a simple system, making a difference in the world, and making a lot of money while you're at it. All right, everybody. It's been great talking to you. I've had an awesome time going through this. Look forward to meeting you at one of our Team DSI events or our USANA events, and we will talk to you again in the 10 weeks.